All right. So, welcome, dear Cancer. This is Tarot Lumination with your love and relationship report for March 2018. So, let's have a look. I had to do this with all the charts, with all the reports. So, let's just do it. All right. We just came out of this massive eclipse, okay? The new moon thing in February. It's a big wave. It's going to ripple through for the next 6 months to the repeat waves in August, the Leo Aquarius axis. All right, so for Cancerians, that was over there in your eighth house of deep intimacy and shared resources. We're already moving on with that, and all the energy is shifting up here to Pisces. That's right on the angles for you. That's your ninth house of higher consciousness and full awareness. So you might be feeling these big shakeups happening in these parts of your life right now. Okay, Cancer. So look at this. Okay, I'll do it this way. This is the massive Pisces stellium that's piling up right now here in March. Sun, Neptune, Mercury, Venus, and Chiron. There's a big new full moon right at the beginning of March. The whole Pisces Virgo axis is going to be lit up. So it's going to be very heavily to do with healing, which is very much to do with having to reveal it to heal it. So as gorgeous as the Pisces energy can be, this also might be very uncomfortable, because whatever needs to be revealed in order to be healed can be an uncomfortable experience. It's like going to the doctor when they poke around and think, oh my gosh, you need a root canal. Uh-oh. Sorry, I couldn't resist that one. So for you, dear Cancer, it's happening up here in your ninth house of higher consciousness and awakening. So you might be getting some really blinding new awakenings about what you're discovering is the real truth about what's happening in your life, in your world, preparing you for your destiny, so to speak. In April, we're going to learn more about that in April. So if you think of yourself over here, the Cancer energy, okay, the Cancer energy over here, the Pisces energy is up here. And yes, in essential terms, the Pisces Cancer energy is very harmonious for you, Cancerians. However, it's still going to be a lot of pressure. And there's no way to avoid that the pressure that's going to build up, especially when the Sun, Neptune, and Chiron are kind of all piling up there. It's very much to do with healing, okay? So let's just get that in the conversation right now, Irvi. Sorry, I babbled a lot about that. So no jumpers, no flyers, no oracles, no reversals. Cards were well shuffled in advance. That's what we do here, even before we are rolling. And we're going to use the crucible spread on the understanding that there's you, a significant other, and the relationship itself. And the relationship itself is like a structure, a crucible. In a very loving relationship, the crucible is very strong, and both parties invest in the crucible like a home, like a property, to make sure that it is a safe place where you, dear Cancer, can live out the ups and downs that happen in a relationship in a safe place, because safety and home and security is so important for you, dear Cancer. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. I need to be feeling safe with the cards here, okay? Okay, we're good. Now, Tarot Lumination is bringing TL Angels into the reading, and you guys are going to bring yours too, okay? This is full-on team effort here. It's hard to do all these things on your own, to be honest. That's why we have relationships. A lot of our lives, pretty much the whole of our lives, is for a lot of people, is about your relationships. Because without them, we don't have the mirror to discover who we are. Let's have a look. What's going on with you? That's your energy that you're radiating. Think of yourself like a pulsar. You're just radiating energy. And then through the laws of attraction, you have a significant other. So if you're single, you can even look at this as a singles reading through the laws of attraction. This was like, what if? Who would they be? What if, given who you are? Deep in the soul energy of you, Cancer, deep in the soul energy of the significant other. And at the core here is the relationship itself. So there is the crucible. Here is the momentum, prospects. Where is this heading? What's going on? Under here, circumstantial energy. You, Cancerian, as sensitive and empathic as you are, sometimes it's hard for you to see this as raw information. Sometimes you just float into the energy without knowing it. You dissolve into it, kind of like the Pisces and Scorpios. So you have the Chariot. So I'm not going to get into the astrological interpretations of this. I know what people are thinking already. So my feeling right now is this is circumstantial energy that's indicating to you, wake up, wake up, wake up, dear Cancerian. This is a really good opportunity to maximize the waves energy right now. Like if you're a surfer, you've got your smartphone app and it tells you, oh, yeah, this is a great day. This is the perfect time to get everything in alignment. It's going to be really, really rough weather out there, which is going to bring the best waves and it's going to bring the best out of me to have the most awesome experience possible and make the best of it. Okay, thank you very much. Let's have a look. What's going on with you? Okay. However, you might be all beat up, wondering, can you actually even handle this? It's the pressure might have been so let's say, extreme for you recently, because with that new moon eclipse piling up in your 8th house of deep intimacy, shared resources, that's heavy duty energy. And you're being asked to, transform and change, release. There's no going back to the old ways. It's all about the new beginnings, radical new beginnings with Aquarius, in how to view your love life, your relationships, and the energy that happens when you have deep soul merger, total merger. Not just you and them, but total joint resources, like joint bank accounts, even that far. And the stuff that happens in bed together, when you literally dissolve into the other, they dissolve into you in sacred union. It's just that it might have been piling up to the point where it's too much, like even the best of you Cancerians are being taken to the limits of your ability to endure. You mean well. There might be all sorts of challenges that you've been facing, that you have to face, and then you will still have to face coming into here into March. Despite the lovely benevolence of Pisces energy, it can still be a challenge for you, but I feel that you're poised and ready because you are determined, absolutely determined to make the best of this situation and get a control of things, get control over the situation so that you are not crushed by these waves. What about them? Well, they are turned on by the opportunity here for sure. This is the energy of opportunity. It's sacred opportunity. I feel that opportunity itself is sacred. Like our hands are holy. Our bodies are sacred temples for our spirit. So with a significant other here, for you, Cancerian, no matter how tough it is for you right now, they are seeing the opportunity here for a chance to really tune into what turns them on in the context of a relationship, which might just happen to be you, dear Cancer. In other words, without them having to explain it, without you fully understanding it, you're living your life. You're transforming, you're going through all of this stuff. Oh no, and all the beauty and the wonder. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And then they're having to do their inversion of the same thing, wherever all of this stuff lies in their charts, okay? But for them, it seems to be working where they're kind of looking around going, wow, this is the perfect time to, let's say, tap in, tune in, get turned on by the situation, turning themselves on. It's like they are getting turned on by this. It's a turn on. It's, let's say, physically stimulating, invigorating to their body and soul. Literally, like in boy-girl terms, man-woman terms, body to body, like that. Because, in a deeply intimate relationship, massive amounts of transformational healing can occur through intimacy. There are certain types of healing in this world that can only occur in the context of deep intimacy. And anyone who knows about that will understand what I'm talking about. Not everybody will understand this, but some of you will. There's a song about that from a guy called Marvin Gaye. So anyway, there's the potential here. You might be at your limits of being able to handle it. You're going to be okay. And they are obviously seeing the opportunity here, and hopefully they're going to see that you are in a very fragile state, and they're going to allow for that in the context of the relationship. Well, deep in your soul, what's going on? Okay, well, at least you get it. So it's almost like Cancer. You understand what's happening here deep at your soul level. You see this. You actually see this, no matter how challenging it might be. You do see this from the perspective of love, from the perspective of love and healing, in that you understand, your soul understands that this is working for you. When all these energies pile up here, with the sun coming on to Chiron towards the new moon, Pisces, at the end of March, there's going to be a really heavy emphasis on reveal it to heal it. So if a lot of like spiritual, psychic, emotional, relationship goop and yuckiness comes to the surface, you know that this is your time to like strike. If you have like 1 ounce of energy left in you, that's when you are going to take advantage of that moment. And let's say, like at those casinos, you pull the machine, you pull the slot. This is the time your body and soul knows that this is going to be a time almost for you to cash in on a relationship. Even though I'm not talking about money, but enjoying the benefits of the relationship, enjoying the passion that's there. It's like they're enjoying their own passion here in the context of the relationship, but it is in a relationship. So this would not be happening with them. This sacred opportunity energy here, new starts and new beginnings, the chance to actually turn you on and be turned on by you, is very, very invigorating and stimulating for them. It's extremely seductive and very appealing, because my guess is that deep down they sense this in you. Like, this is almost indestructible. No matter how much stress you're dealing with, Cancer, there's something about you deep inside which is uh, almost like like bars of gold. It's indestructible. This is like just the happiness that you own inside yourself as a human being, that nobody can take from you. It doesn't matter whether you've just been through a car crash, or you ended up bankrupt, or somebody ran you over, or you just got demolished in business or something like that. You still have a way to, you still own your own happiness from the core outside, from the core inside. And that can be extremely appealing to certain people who understand that energy. Like, if they're the sort of person who only wants what they can get, like, all I want is the car, the stability, the house, the job. You go out and do all this stuff, and I will just enjoy the sweet ride. No, I think they're sensing that the real turn on is connecting and relating for them with someone who is deeply happy from the inside, even though they might be crying their eyes out on the outside. What about inside of them? Okay. You know what I felt here, dear Cancerians? It feels to me like whatever you're doing here, however you're doing it, no matter how tough it is, no matter how tough it has been, no matter how tough it's going to be going down the road, you are doing something right here, because it is creating a massive sense of turn on for them, where they are sensing themselves in their own magnificence as an individual, having learned that experience, witnessing the experience, enjoying the experience from being in a deeply loving relationship with you, dear Cancer, to the point where it brings out literally the best in them. It's like they are turned on to be their most awesome, beautiful, fertile, delicious self. Whether this is a guy or a girl, I'm not talking about gender here. This is a completely genderless reading, just so that you know. But with the significant other, it's like they are sensing the whole new life, whole new world in front of them, where, like, you have your own imaginings, and like you can see a whole new life being fertilized, and planting seeds for newness here, taking advantage of all the goodness that already exists here in you, dear Cancer, and all the efforts and passions that you've invested in the relationship already. This is a huge, it makes them, in other words, the relationship, if you want to be really broad about it, you are turning them on to the point where they feel just gorgeous about themselves. In other words, it's really, really nice when someone is totally, like, if you are totally gaga in love with them, and they know it's the real deal, That's incredibly empowering for them. It's a huge turn on because it makes them feel truly gorgeous from the inside. It's quite a profound thing to know that you are very deeply loved by a significant other. It makes you feel incredibly gorgeous, valuable, beautiful, desirable, worthy, and capable of almost anything, manifesting almost anything. Now, how that translates into reality is a whole other thing, but at the soul level, that's kind of what's happening here, I feel. I have no idea what this is going to say. Okay, well, again, this is your reading about you, Cancer. It's not a couple's reading. They might be just enjoying this on the side, just happy to be in this relationship with you, even though the relationship itself is very demanding. That's what I'm seeing here. The relationship itself is quite demanding, especially on you right now, dear Cancer. You might be taking a lot of the load, but you can easily handle it no matter what the pressure is. And that is a huge turn on. It's almost like they are witnessing the birthing and the strength of someone who is really taking charge, taking control of their lives, and expressing their true awesomeness from the core and the soul, with no apologies to anyone or anything for any reason. They're just radiating their love and their happiness, and that's huge for them. It's just that right now it's probably a lot of work for you. I'm feeling, Cancer, is that you're having to do a lot of the work here, and you don't have a problem with that. It's just a cyclical thing. And my feeling is that with the Seven of Wands, it's almost like a turn on for you, because it's almost like you get to be your own most courageous self, and they get to be their own most awesome selves in the context of a relationship that in some ways might have a lot of very challenging dynamics for both of you in the context of the relationship. Let's have a look where this takes us. Okay, oh my gosh. There's no question we're talking about new love here, but it's something that was probably in the works for a long time, something that is inevitable here. This is really profound. I see this as really, truly profound. This is like a true love situation at the deepest, deepest soul level. And that's what's turning them on. It's almost like they realized, oh my God, I've hit the jackpot. I didn't know this existed. I thought it was just in fairy tales and movies. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is awesome. Whoa. Whoa. And it's just like, well, I already knew that anyway. It's really hard to do this all the time because a lot of people don't get it. But I've just been doing it. This is how I've been doing it. This is how I've always been doing it. This is how I always will do it. I'm finally glad I met someone who understands. Yay! It's been really, really tough to get here, and it's going to be tough to keep going. We still have a lot to deal with. Thank you very much. Whew! Man, but my gosh, is it delicious. It's just deliciously beautiful. It is literally what I see here is true love. It's almost like it literally opens the floodgate to allow love to flow. So the relationship itself is made of love. In other words, it's like two people coming at it from their own different ways, their own perspectives, their own dynamics, their own world, their own being, realizing that they have something very beautiful, very special here, and it's a chance to start from scratch and build something really, really wholesome and good that is based on the most important raw ingredient of all, and that is love. This is literally the healing power of love, so that the relationship itself becomes an instrument of the healing power of love. It's not just you doing all the work and them enjoying it. It's mutual here by choice, by decision. When two very deeply loving people are able to come together like that and do something that what we call a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, marriage, living together, and you create something where the whole is greater than the sum of the parts, where like there's you, there's them, but through this dynamic here, you've got this, and this is big love, big, big, big love here. And wow, I'm kind of jealous. Kind of jealous of you guys, Cancer. So it's beautiful. I see this is very beautiful. And no matter how bumpy it is, it's going to bring out the courage in you in the relationship. And the relationship will be a shining example of the healing power of love in action. Okay? So I'm going to put this over here on the corner so you can be a witness. There you go. Watch your sun, moon, and rising and all of that. Reinterpret. The cross watch, all of it. Blah, blah, blah. All of those things. Sorry, I didn't mean to demean the reading. There you go. Thank you for choosing Tarot Illumination. Bye-bye. Have a super March. Bye.